started, and I was looking at people and I was saying, how are they on here talking about dispatchers available 24 hours a day? How you getting some that you can't get no work life balance if you are available for people 24 hours a day? What? Well, as I became a dispatcher, like getting into the groove of things, I have now become a 24-hour dispatcher. However, there is still work life balance. So what I've done is I used to work 8 to 6. That's when I first got started. You really think I this is my business. I'm gonna be working 8 to 6, and after 6 o'clock, all hearts and minds better be clear, because may the Lord watch betwixt me and thee. You hear me? Now unto him who is able. I'm out. 6 o'clock. My husband get home from work. I'm going in here and cooking, and whoop de whoop, and handling the marriage ministry. Huh? And that's that. Well, as we started growing, now that worked at first because the lows were really sporadic. We all understood that at 5 o'clock the load boards, it was a wrap. And at that time, all I knew was load boards. I hadn't started being creative and thinking outside the box and all of that yet. I was brand new. I was just like, look, if it ain't on these load boards, at that time I had truck stop and I had DAT. If it ain't on these load boards, it just ain't gonna be there. And after 6 o'clock, it's a wrap. The only reason I was staying there till 6 o'clock is because I knew the load boards ended at 5, so I would stop working at 5 technically for them, and then I would give myself to 6 o'clock to submit all the BOLs, to Porter. So then, as we started growing, and then as they started, come on, Paula, yes, indeed. So as I started growing, and we got to that point where they were sitting still for all them days, I was like, see, this is the part of training that nobody tells you. This is the part of learning this industry that your past experiences have to click in. All those years of customer service, I realize now in my business, although I was miserable at times at them people job, I always enjoyed helping people. Um, but all of that time on them people job prepared me for such a time as this. So then I started thinking of the time I was working in sales and you had to do all that cold calling just to any and everybody, just bothering the life out of them people. I started thinking about all of that kind of stuff when I was, in retention and working for Comcast, and all of those people was calling, and every single phone call somebody was cussing, talking trash about I looked into all that, and then I just brought all that here, and I was like, you know what? There is nothing that anybody can do in this industry concerning this phone that will move me, hurt my feelings, or make me feel any kind of way that these people have not done and put me through for years. You work for yourself now, girl. You pick up your own phone and you call whoever it is that you want to call. The worst thing they can tell you is no. The worst way they can act is ugly. And guess what? As I started researching and I saw that you can be blackballed in this industry if you talk a fool to these freight brokers, but in the same token, I can turn around and report a freight broker if he do the fool on me. I started being like, oh, come on, let's get it. Let's get into it. And the more I started, understanding and getting into what it is that I'm doing, I was like, I am purposed. This is my purpose. This is what I'm passionate about. And I'm going to reach back and bring up the next person as best I can. Here I go with the sidetrack. Let me reel it on back in. So yeah. So this is I will Toya. Toya. Oh, she's telling somebody else. KT is telling. Okay, gotcha. I'll be trying to keep up. Okay, so your packet. Let me make sure I answer all the questions. Look at y'all. Come on now. I love that that we teach each other in here. I love when I see somebody ask a question and somebody knows the answer and they get them the information. That helps us out a lot. And this is another bonus to why being smaller helps, because it makes no sense to have a group of 8,000 people and only 40 participate just to say you got 8,000 people. No, you don't. No, you don't. So I appreciate you all. So the packet, um, Amazon has freight brokers as well. They call you before they post on the load board. So I get calls now. Well, actually, my account has done something different. Last night, I found a load for my driver at about 10. It was to pick up for like 2 o'clock in the morning. And then about 15 minutes later, there was a job assigned to me. Like it didn't go on the load board. It didn't allow me to book it. I just got a notification and it was in the trip already and I had to assign it. So I was just like, okay, I don't know if we doing good or the blessings just falling from other people's businesses or what, but I'm already set up for tonight. And I wasn't even looking yet. It just went into a assigned status. It was orange and I just had to assign my driver to it. And it was actually weird, funny because 2 days ago, we got our first round trip as a box truck. And last night we were assigned that exact same route that we did 2 days ago. So I don't know if Amazon is saying they like what we did and this truck is available and this who we want on it, but they just gave it to me. I was like, I'm always gonna tell you thank you. Oh yes, oh yes. So hey, we going places, y'all. We going places and we're going together. So the packet. Oh, thank you so much, Sam. Um, thank you, Willie. So the packet. If you do not have the packet, I'm gonna get it to you after. But the packet it just has dear whoever your potential client is gonna be. Only send. Let's talk about the packet. Only send the packet out after you have interviewed the person, the company. Because if you're not feeling them, now all of you will have your own way. Let me help you to understand there is nothing anyone can do to you over that phone. Now, even with that said, I know there will still be people who do not handle business like they should because they don't like conflict, they don't like to feel uncomfortable. If you are not feeling a potential client, let them know that I appreciate your time. I thank you for talking with me today, but I don't feel like we're a good fit. I don't feel that I will be able to handle your needs at this point. And let them say, okay, bye. Do not talk with these people. Know that you don't want to have any dealings with them. Tell them, all right, well, we'll be in touch. And then never send your carrier packet. I mean, your dispatch packet. And now they're hounding you to death. In the same token, do not just see somebody that says they need a dispatcher and you just jump on it. Put your email, get that email, send your dispatcher packet. Then they fill it out. You look at the packet and you are clueless of what they're talking about, or you see that you cannot help them. Now you have now obligated yourself and entered into an agreement with someone that you cannot effectively help. Remember, this is your business. You are no longer on them people job. So you accept what you want to accept. But remember, you still have to set a standard because you represent yourself. You are now the marketing team. You are now recruiter. You are now team lead. You are now trainer. You are now HR. You are your business. And how you represent it is all on you. You got to make your own connections, your own networks. You got to find your own leads. So you have to remember that if you are not feeling somebody, you do not have to fool with them. Remember that. And you do not have to mince words. I don't feel that we are a good fit. Thank you so much for your time. That's it. That is it. You don't want to be misled and you don't want to mislead. All right? Okay. So, back to the packet. So the packet just says when you want to send it over. It says dear whatever the company name is, and then thank you for requesting wanting to work with our business. Um it has a whole little front page, a little thank you. And it tells you what you're about. What I'm about, how I don't touch your money, you pay me. Um and it tells you to answer a few things for me. Then when you go to the next page, it has the dispatcher carrier agreement. This agreement is between A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and they are authorized carrier. So this right here just says that I represent your business. I am all things, whatever your business name is. I am your power of attorney. I am your representative. So this is the page that says empty nest is now tripping transport. Everything, once you fill this out, this says that Marian King will contact TQL, and when she contacts TQL, she's gonna say, "Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm calling on your load from Philadelphia to New Jersey. Is it still available?" They're gonna say, "Yes, it is." I'm gonna say, "All right. Well, we were interested in taking it. I see that you have it here for $550. However, we can take it for $650." And they're going to say, "No, we won't be able to do that." They're stern with the 550. Or they're going to say, "Hold, let me ask, is that something we'll be able to do?" Since we operate in positivity on here, we're going to go ahead and declare that they spoke with the shipper and the shipper said that 650 is fine. All right, they come back. So the shipper says 650 is fine. May I have your MC number? Yes, you may. My MC number is 1143482. All right, so this is Trip and Transport? Yes, it is. And I am the dispatcher for Trip and Transport. Here is my email so you can send me over the carrier packet. Here's my phone number so you'll be able to contact me. Here's in that email, you're going to send that over. If it's your first time working with a company, they're going to send you the thing over, and then they're going to send you the rate con and all of that. But as far as those companies you contact are concerned, you are the business that whoever your client is, that's who you are, because you work for your client. So you will now become, even though you have your own business, that's between you and the client. But as far as these people, if freight brokers and stuff, you are that client. So represent them well and represent yourself well. Because what happens is you, and make sure you have a separate phone number and you answer that phone as dispatch. Because when you are establishing as a dispatcher good relationships. You're harvesting good relationships. So if you get another client, say you got two clients, well, say you got one, and you've worked with a company and you're good and they love to talk to you, and then you add on a new one, you will be able to contact them with a new one and set up their whole situation, and that'll be two different accounts. Even if you call that company and you talk to the same person, when you contact them, you're going to contact them on one. Hey, this is the MC number ABCDEFG. Oh, okay, Trip and Transport. I can call that same number back. Hey, this is um MC number 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Oh, okay, empty nest. If If the company of ABCDEFG messes up and that freight broker no longer wants to be fooled up with that company, you have established a relationship separate from that company, so you can still call on behalf of Empty Nest and they won't be giving you the sour face. They will no longer deal with Trip and Transport because Trip and Transport didn't operate on time, didn't do what needed to be done, didn't do any of that, so they no longer want to deal with that. But when you, as the dispatcher, pretty much you are the person that intercedes on your company's behalf, huh? They will continue to deal with you and whoever else you bring on, and they know how to keep it separate. But when you, as the dispatcher, don't do what you need to do, you're nasty, you don't handle the paperwork, you don't do what it needs to do, guess what? When they don't want to deal with you, you cannot make any money, and your company can, the companies you represent cannot operate, and it's not fair to the companies that you represent. So a dispatcher is a very important task, and you all will see. Do not get discouraged because I am here to encourage. There are many people who think that dispatchers and box trucks are a joke. Well, I'm here to tell you, as we all are seeing, ain't nothing funny. The joke seems to be other places. But in everything, there's always going to be a group of people that people feel are the bottom of the barrel. This is why, as dispatchers, it is important that we represent ourselves well. We show why we are necessary, we show why we are needed. And that's all we can do because everybody has an opinion. The only thing you could do about it is make sure that their opinion of you is the best description they can give, negative or positive. And that's it. We can't worry about that. So the second page is an agreement. So that is saying that I have now become a part of you. I agree to represent you to the best of my ability. I agree that, but between me and you, that I am going to do A, B, C, and D for your business. I am going to charge you 8% for doing A, B, C, and D for your business. Um, and it is agreed upon and understood by both parties that as a result of you not paying me, I'm going to cut you off. In this agreement, now let's talk about no force dispatch. One of my business buddies, business besties, she is dead set on force dispatch because I she is not going to be in competition. If I'm working for you, I don't want to hear that you working for nobody else because A, B, C, and D. Me personally, I don't do force dispatch. I am not going to force you to allow me to work for you. And I'm not going to force you to only have me as your dispatcher. And you don't get to use anybody else. Let me tell you why. Can you do a live on your process once you accept owner operator? Yes, ma'am. I'm going to do that tomorrow. Today, I'm just trying to kind of give a high level overview, Paula. And you can still ask questions in the group. I'll still answer, but I'll concentrate on that because I want you all to be able to see how it's done too. So yes, ma'am, I will. So I don't want you to be forced to just utilize only me, and I'll tell you why. If you can afford to pay me 8% to look for loads for you and book stuff for you, and you can afford to pay Sally Sue 10 more percent, and you can afford to pay Jonathan and Nathan 10 more percent, more power to you. Let me know how that's working out for you. That's thing one for me, why I don't force dispatch. Thing two is if I have to release you, I don't want any problems. And if you ever slip up and tell me that you're looking for loads yourself or you have somebody else looking for loads for you, I'm going to fire you. Speaking of fire, I told y'all last week before I realized the group was open that I was going to tell y'all that I had to fire one of my carriers. And when you fire somebody, now this is another thing we have to be responsible. We don't have to have a license and we don't have to have credentials on being a dispatcher other than establishing your business properly. However, we do have to be able to cover ourselves. So I sent him, he was a new client. We talked and everything. I kind of knew something was off with him, but he didn't reveal it. But you know, your gut don't never tell you wrong. So he started telling me that he had been a truck driver for 21 years and that he had a cargo van, a box truck, and a semi. He wanted dispatching services for the cargo van, not the cargo van, the sprinter van. He wanted dispatcher service for the sprinter van and the box truck. But he was in some place like way up in West Virginia, not West Virginia, DC, Seattle area, the Washington part that's not Washington DC, and Seattle. So I'm thinking to myself when he said that, first of all, you say you've been a truck driver for 21 years. Second of all, you live in West Bumba, don't nobody know where, USA. 21 years you've been a semi truck driver. You're telling me you cannot find. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, you want to work with these two vehicles. Maybe you don't have the time. So I said, what I'm going to do for you is I'll take it on, but I'm going to research first to see what's going on. He was like, I'm ready. I'm willing to even pay you weekly. I said, no, that's not how I operate because you're not going to pay me weekly. If you get pay me weekly and I don't find you anything, somewhere you're going to circle it around and want your money back. I just didn't feel comfortable with that. So nonetheless, I sent over the carrier packet. We got going. So I start looking. This is another thing. You'll know when somebody's just antsy in business, and you'll know when somebody just there's something not okay right here. So as soon as he sent the carrier packet back, he sends the email. I see it come through. He's calling. Did you get the email? Did you get the email? Okay, all right. So when can you start? When can you start looking? When you let me have some time to receive the email. Let me. All right. So hold on, y'all. Allergies doing a fool. Let me go and pop me one of these Benadryls. Hold the line. Well, I can still tell y'all while I'm looking for it. Um, so he starts calling. Did you see anything? Did you see anything? So I'm thinking to myself, okay, first of all, you are already aggravating me. Now I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. There is gonna be some aggravation. Sometimes it's gonna be warranted, but sometimes it's just gonna be like, I don't listen. I don't have to deal with this. Allow me time because we talked and I told you what I could do for you, and you're not allowing me that time to do it. Oh, there they go. So he's calling. I say, if you'll allow me time, you haven't even allowed me to receive the email in to take a look at what you put on here. So he said, okay. I said, all right, let me get a chance and I'll let you know. So I'm looking. He don't figure it out. I'm looking. I see there ain't nothing. But on my mind is still saying, this man said he been a trucker for all this time. He dispatches him. No, he didn't say he dispatches himself. He been a trucker all this time and he don't know the roads. Like he don't know where stuff at. But then I had that other side saying, okay, well he been in a semi for 21 years, but he done bought the van and bought the box, and he don't really know how to look for stuff for it. So I told him, allow me 24 hours to see what I can see. Darn. Can y'all hear me? I think I messed around and hit the mute button. But so I told him, give me 24 hours and allow me to take a look. So I'm not seeing nothing. But on my mind, I'm still thinking, this man know this road. So he gave me exactly 24 hours. He live in a time zone that's 3 hours before us. When I tell you I took that man application at 3:54 today, at 3:54 tomorrow he was calling. It's been 24 hours. Did you see anything? Do you know? Now, sir. Now, sir. I haven't found anything yet. I've been up at 6:45 taking a look. Oh, you're awake at 6:45? No, business hours are not at 6:45, but I'm trying to help you understand the severity, and that I'm doing what I need to do. So he kept at it. I kept answering. Sir, I haven't found anything yet. Okay, okay, okay. Now by day 4, you antsy, you calling. I said, I haven't been able to find anything yet. Woo, talk about a ram in the bush. So he said, I know, right? I've been searching high and low for about a month, and I still been looking now, and it's like it's just so dead. That's all he needed to say. I said, so you look for yourself, you dispatch for yourself? Yes, I do. And when I couldn't find anything for this, I said I need to solicit some help. I said, so you don't need anything to be found for this, like like it's what did I say? You don't need something to be found for this exclusively. You actually could not find anything for yourself, so you decided to take some time from someone else to see if they could see anything differently. Well, sorta. I said, all right, you'll be hearing from me soon. Baby, I'm going to put it up here. I fired him. I typed up my nice little letter and told him that I was releasing him from business because it was a conflict of interest, that I was dispatching for him and he was dispatching for himself, there in turn causing a competition that I did not know that I was in, and we can no longer do business together. And I signed it and I sent it. He wrote me back and said, I understand. Now, I wrote that letter to him because if I dismiss him and I don't let him know it, he can contact and put me on carrier 411, which will blackball my business. It will tell other freight brokers, it'll tell other carriers and freight brokers and all of them that I don't do good business. And so, what I would have to do is defend myself. And if I didn't send him that letter, I wouldn't be able to upload the exchange with me firing him to defend myself to come off of that list. So, excuse me. So, this is why it is important not to take anybody on that you're not feeling. And if you do have to release somebody, you need to have a paper trail to cover yourself, because the freight brokers can report you, carriers can report you, and your already trying to grow business will be done before you even get started. So there we go. So when you fill out this packet, so that's another reason why I don't do force dispatcher, because when I need to release you, you need to be gone. I don't want to have to continue. Now I was able to immediately release him because he was currently actively dispatching himself. Now, for a carrier that you need to release who is not actively dispatching, for other reasons, I just can't work with you. I don't like how I just don't want to be fooled up with you no more. I would, if I have to get to that point, I will give them a 2 weeks notice, just like I require from them. 1 week if it's just that serious. But it allows them time to know that they need to find them somebody else because I'm releasing them, or it gives me time to let me know you're not going I'm not don't require your services anymore, and that's going to be that. All right, we got to run this business like we ran them people business. So that's on second page, and they sign. And then on the third page, it has the carrier profile sheet, and that's just the legal name of their business. If they're doing business as, their phone numbers, um, The driver's information, tell me who the driver is, the truck domicile location, all of this that they fill out. Because once they fill out this, it is very thorough. Because you have to understand at this point you are essentially taking over the office portion of their business. So once you complete all this, when you contact the freight broker to get stuff from them, you don't have no reason to contact that driver or owner operator or carrier until you saying I'm sending that rate con. How long is it gonna take you to be over there? Speaking of not having to contact them in your interview, and then in your follow up after they do this, you should have all of the information on them. You should know what hours they want to work. You should know where they want to go and where they don't go. You should know how much they want to get per mile. You should know what kind of equipment that they got. You should know everything about them because once you get started for them, you're not going to be calling them talking about, hey, I got a load in Miami to Orlando. Do you want to take it? No? Okay, then bye. You're not going to do that. You already let me know what you wanted to do when we talked. Then you solidified what I needed to know on paper. You wrote it down. So once I start working for you, when you hear from me, it's going to be how long it's going to take you to get there. Because I already know how much you need to make. Because once you get started, when you all see those who started, you already know those who getting ready to get started. This is another reason why they need a dispatcher. There is no time to be negotiating with you and negotiating with the freight broker. No, when you see that load and you see that, okay, this load is for $600. He requires $1.50 a mile, and this is in his the mileage that he want to go to. This is into the amount that'll cover his gas. This is into the amount that he said he needed. I'm calling, I'm getting it, and I'm getting that rate con. And when you hear from me, I'm gonna say, hey, check your email or whatever. That rate con is there. How long it's gonna take you to be there? Because I need to update this freight broker to let him know about how long it's gonna take you to get there. If I don't already know. So it's your own business, but this is the things that you gotta know and that you have to do. You're gonna put it into your everyday rotation. So okay, that's third page, all of the information on there. The fourth page is the carrier list that is requesting their W-9, the copy of their authority and DOT number. That's that paper they're gonna get in the mail that say you authorized to roll out. And you've completed my entire packet. The service profile and everything is checked out. Then the fourth sheet is the multi-unit dispatch sheet. On that sheet is where they put their truck numbers, the trailer type, how many you got, what the equipment is, all of that. And once they send that back to you, they've completed your packet. That's when you do your follow up. Hey, I'm making sure that this, and this, and that's it. Once you all enter into that contract, it's on, and you let them know. You find out when they want to start. But if it doesn't work for you, like if they contact you on a Thursday and talking about I'm ready to go immediately, you're not gonna do that. We will start on Monday because what you want for yourself is actually always start the following week because what you want for yourself is time to research that area because you want to be able to make sure that whatever they want to do wherever they want to go you are able to accomplish that. So that's on. That's on that. I'm so glad that I'm giving y'all stuff that y'all can use and that is helping. So any questions? Any questions? Um, so that's that part. So when you get, I'm gonna talk about. I know somebody need to know filling out the packet from the broker. Okay, I'm gonna go through and tag. Well, I'm gonna put it in the announcement. So tomorrow we will talk about which I matter of fact, go ahead and type in what we need to talk about tomorrow, because this is just like day one. I feel like this is enough because I don't want to do overkill. So this is enough to get you started, get your mind frame going. It's enough to give you a overview of how you should start off. And then tomorrow, if you all are available tomorrow, I want to talk about filling out that broker form. But I'm gonna make go to the make the one I put another other day for the announcements, because I actually put a post that circles the two things that you're gonna need to fill out these packets. My hours on here, I be here throughout the day. I'm up this morning, and I'll be up tomorrow morning because, this is what I was going into earlier, but I think I forgot. Talking about the 24 hours. So I went from banker's hours, and then reality set in. So now I be on here in the daytime because I be up, but I'm mostly up in the night because my driver drives to Amazon overnight. And even though he don't hardly need me that much, I'm kind of working those hours now. But I'm still up in the daytime in case the owner operator wants to go out, or I be on here for y'all. So I'm here. And that's what I was saying about earlier, that if I take on another carrier, he's gonna have a CDL, and if you have some endorsements, that's fine, because I need time to be able to talk to y'all. I need time to be able to interact with y'all. And if I take on another new authority along with a non-CDL, it takes too much time. And I have to put all that time into y'all because we trying to go somewhere. We trying to grow somewhere. So background checking. I'm gonna write this down. So, and you all don't forget, Dwayne is going gathering his stuff, because I'm gonna be talking about the dispatcher, telling, even though what I talk about and what he talks about is still information for everyone, but he's gonna come on and he's gonna talk to the owner operators. Um, and it is important that we as dispatchers watch his information as well, because this is all about growing our business, but also learning to be cohesive, knowing a owner operator carrier driver, knowing what a dispatcher does for him in their back office is just as important. And we need to know what the owner operators are going through, or what they have to do on their end, because he's going to really be telling them, how this goes and what they need and how they need to keep it updated, and the information and the compliances and all of that kind of stuff. So um we're gonna be getting into it. We compliance. Somebody said something earlier, but I'm gonna go back through this live and look through it. What are your hours on here, Barbara? I be on here throughout the day. It's real, just sporadic as far as answering questions and stuff. But when I'm gonna go live, some of my lives might be sporadic, but I'll always put up, the thing that say I'm going live in 30 minutes. But things like this, I schedule for 8:30 in the morning, because this is the thing. Time is very, very, very important. Very important. The only reason I came on here this morning at 8:30 is because my driver, he had an overnight delivery, and I had to take care of him this morning, make sure that he got everything on time, that he was delivered at 7:54 like he was supposed to be, and that he got everything done, and that he's headed home to rest and get ready for tonight. And then I had to reach out to the owner operator, because I haven't heard from him in a couple of days, to see if he all right, because he hasn't said any time this week that he wanted to go out. And even though he normally contacts me when he want to go out, I haven't heard from him at all. And you are the owner of the business, you who I work with, so let me make sure that you're still alive, and everything like that. So, and I set for 8:30 because I knew I would have everything situated by then, and I wouldn't have any interruptions. As y'all can see, I haven't had no phone calls, I haven't had no nothing, because I prepared my heart and mind for this, and to be focused and to give you all the complete time. So he'll tell us, he'll make a post, like I did for your preparation. Yes, it is important, it is vital that the drivers are punctual. It is vital that we are on the up and up with that. Because especially if you're going to get anything from Amazon or FedEx and stuff, those people with the structured times, it is imperative. And if you cannot be on time, if time is valuable, time is in this industry, time is literally money. Time has always been money, but you don't see it as clearly as in this industry. And that's why when I said I'm going to be on here the other day, when I said I'm going live in 30 minutes, at 30 minutes on the dot, I was up in here. This morning I'm going to be here at 8:30. 8:30 I was trying to make this computer come on, but I was logging on here. Time is very essential, and it is, you have to, it's a must. This is a whole, even in your business, you work for yourself, but if you're not self motivated, you are not going to survive. I am awake at 6:45. Well, not so much anymore because with them doing the Amazon, I just pretty much know what I need to do and the driver going to do. But say yesterday or Sunday, the owner operator say, "Hey, I want to go out on Tuesday and Wednesday." I would have been up at 6:45 trying to catch him something. I'm awake at 6:45. I'm preparing for if I'm trying to find anything off that low board at 6:45, but I'm not on social media and working. And they don't even call me at that time. They know that 8 a.m. But I'm up because I'm catching that stuff as it gets on that low board. So at 8 o'clock Eastern and at 9 o'clock Central, I'm already calling them folk trying to be the first one on that load. So if you just give a little info on ways to find carriers, if not today, okay, ways to find carriers. Okay, I got you, Zipporah. Do you normally tell your drivers a time before delivery time, for example, 30 minutes to be there? I do. And I also, and this is another part of knowing your carriers. My carrier, he lived in one of those communities, it's bourgeois. So the home soul owners association and all that. So he has a place that he has to park the truck. So I know that when I'm now Amazon, I'm good because I'm gonna choose something enough hours out and all of that. But when I'm doing off the load board or when I'm finding them something off Craigslist or something, I make sure that I find out what time it needs to be. Keats, I use DAT. And Monday through Friday, you can start seeing lows as early as 6:45. Not every day, but you can start seeing them. Definitely by 7:30, it's starting to boom. So I'll honestly say between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. you'll start seeing a lot of stuff. Then it'll kind of slow down a little bit, and then like between 11 something and 1 you'll see more. And I don't know if that's because other people on different time zones have now awakened. I don't really know why the fluctuation. And then so yeah. So KT, you normally tell your drivers. Okay, so I was saying the owner operator, he lives in one of those neighborhoods where he can't have the truck, so he parks the truck. So I know if I pull him something off of the load board or just something random that I find for him, I know that he needs 1 hour. He needs the time to get ready and time to get to that truck and get rolling. So I try to find them things that are um I always try to get the time. And if I see something on there the night before, then of course I let him know you need to pick this up at um by 10 a.m. So he's already prepared and he already know. But if I find something same day, I always try to make sure that the time I ask how far is it. I check all those things before I accept it. Willie, I have not dispatched a cargo or a sprinter van. I am actually going to look into that because I want to be able, even if I don't dispatch it, I want to familiarize myself with it. So if we have people that come in here who do dispatch those or who do have those, I can still have some information for them and hopefully have someone to refer them to. And I'm writing this stuff down because I want to be able to speak on it or make posts about it to update. And I don't want anybody to feel like I'm ignoring them or I don't go back in. Anything that I don't know, I'm going to find out. Actually, I have something I need to find out for somebody today. I can't remember what it is. I'm gonna have to look in my inbox because I was half asleep when they was telling it to me, but I don't want to be, um, I don't want to ignore her. I think it was something about hot shots and a load board or something, but I'll find out. But yeah, so if there are no more questions for today, I've written down what you all want to talk about till tomorrow. Um, and we'll do it again in the morning. Is 8:30 still good for everybody? Yes, no? You're welcome. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up, and you all can come back and watch it later, or you can still ask questions on it, and I'll go back and answer them. But I think that's enough for today, and that's enough to get stuff on your mind, and that's enough to give you enough comfort to know that this is a good thing. You can do it. Ask question: do you normally ask owner operator for load pad access? I pay for access myself because this is my stuff, and they pay me. I'm able because and I don't want to, even though I operate in it in their name and with their stuff. If we cut ties, I don't want what I've established to be gone and I have to start over. So all of my load boards and everything that I do, all my contacts, they're mine because I don't want to make it hard for myself when I take on the next person. I want to be able to grow that and not start from scratch. And it's the same thing as the owner operators. Know what's going on with your business, even if you don't want to be a part of doing that. Because if you ever have to cut the tie, you never want to be lost and just have no idea. And now you're in a hurry and you're in a tight and you're trying to hurry up and I my virtual fleet is not the move for me. I know someone who uses it, and for me, it wouldn't be for me. But if it's housing cargo vans and sprinter vans and moving them like they need to be moved, then good for them. I actually want to get in position at some point with some other dispatchers and look into and talk about getting what is that real expensive one called? Um, well, I can't think of it. What is it called? Do anybody know what it's called? It's real exclusive, but it's real expensive. Selectus. That's what it's called. I really want to get on there because there are people that are saying that that's a game changer for those who are dispatching box trucks. But eventually we'll have that conversation and if it's something that works because I don't have um a whole lot to put down and $500 a month and no I would rather get find out how many operators you can have and then we decide on splitting a cost and we got them three logins and hopefully nobody don't act a fool with you. That's why we got to build a rapport with one another and keep it small and see who we're working with and that but at some point. So I'm going to end it right here for the day. And then we'll do it again in the morning. You will, well, you're welcome, Willie. I think y'all know this be doing a lot for me. So y'all watch the video, continue with the questions. I'm gonna gather the information and make sure we go over it tomorrow. All that I know, I'm gonna get. Dwayne is gonna let us know when he's gonna come on. See what I'm saying, Zipporah? I definitely got to split the cost because I done told y'all before, and I'm gonna tell you again, I'm not a rich woman. And honey, $500 a month. First of all, $500 a month, and I won't be able to maximize utilizing that board like that, especially with one company, one. You know what I'm saying? So it's not worth it. I mean, finding what I'm gonna find, but if I only got one truck and one booty, I'm not gonna maximize that. But if we are to get that and go into it and shoot, even if we get somebody to get it and get 3 logins, we are able to disperse work amongst each other, maybe for a fee at the time. Today, we're gonna go ahead and close, and we will bring it back up the rear again tomorrow. Maybe I'm gonna see what Dwayne has going and when he's gonna go. But I have the information. Keep your questions up. I'm gonna make sure I get the information and make sure that these are things that that's right, Monica. I'm not a rich woman yet. Ha, received. And I will talk to y'all later. All right. Y'all have a good one.